Okay, so this is the new DelphiChord synthesizer. It's based again on a Ray Wilson design from his newest version of the Mini Synth Mk II. There's been some modifications by adding some wave shapers to it. A whole bunch of different input outputs have been added. Most of the modifications that he recommends has been done, but then it's been expanded out even more. So what I have in the DelphiChord is I've got 2 VCOs, 2 envelope generators, a sample and hold here, a VCA here, an LFO here, a mixer here, a mixer over here, and I've got my VCF here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset everything. The first little noodle that was done was just to, this thing's got some incredible bottom end to it. Which sounds great. I mean, it may not sound great on my little Fuji camera here, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn everything down. Turn everything. Make sure that nothing is impede on anything. And give a good demo of this. Let's turn the volume back up. So I'm also using a Turia key step. This is a great little keyboard. It's got CV, 1 volt per octave or 1 volt per hertz output for gate pitch and a modulator if you've taken one of your controls and turned it into a modulator. But this is actually, for under 150 bucks, this keyboard, it's pretty hard to build one that's this good and that's inexpensive. It's also got a arpeggiator with it and a 32-step sequencer, which you can layer 8 keys at a time over it. For those that are new to analog synthesizers, this is not a piano keyboard where you can do chords. It is monophonic. Basically, you can run oscillators, VCAs, LFOs on envelopes, or a combination, but you're only going to get whatever key you've pressed. And I believe this one's highest order wins. The arpeggiator, however, lets you quickly run. If you wanted to do a chord, it would step through them in whatever order you actually touch the keys down. So the whole thing's built into a, believe it or not, that is a CD case. It's supposed to stand vertically, and then you'd open it up, but it's been cut down for the lid to make the lid smaller than the base. I've also got additional jacks in the front here for CV inputs if you wanted to control both the envelopes and the VCOs as slaves or as taking other inputs. You can mix and match inputs from between various components here. So it's almost modularish. It was designed as a modular in mind. You could literally rip these circuit boards out and put them into any format, like Euro format you wanted to, and have them separately, and then take all the internal wiring, because some things are automatically patched by the use of switches. But you could, in Ray's designs, you can literally strip them down and turn them into something that you can build your own just by following the schematics. Are easy to do. So let's get move these over to keyboard and turn up some volume. And we'll turn you off. So you can see that here's 2 VCOs. And you get that wobble in here. Let's do something here. We're going to tune them, and you can easily hear it. So pretty much like if you play guitar, show the arpeggiator on this thing because it is kind of cool. Okay, so now we can have some fun. That's two oscillators running. They're both pretty much equal output. Add some modulation on the voltage control filter. Now here's something a lot of people don't know and they're new to analogs as well. Being 1 volt, the pitch, which is 1 volt per CV, 1 volt for each voltage, you're going to go up an octave. Basically, you're going to get this. That is constantly going to run in the background and drone like that until we do something else. We also have what's called a gate. Pitch is a voltage that goes up and stays at that voltage. Gate is the length or duration that I'm going to hold down a key. So by determining whether you want to trigger on a gate or you want to trigger on pitch is depending on how your synth is going to work. There's another concept of trigger, and that happens as a blip at the start, press of a key, and at the release of a key, and you can also trigger upon what is known as a trigger. So let's take these off of, I'm now not triggering anything here. I can move these to my envelopes and see what happens here. Let's add some modulation in this one. Sometimes you want to just hear the 1. So now that's an envelope, this envelope generator from this VCO. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add pitch from here. So you can see how that works. And the decay is set from here. I can get rid of it. Attack on it. Slower rise. Longer delay. I can also go to short if I want. And I'm on this guy, I'm on short, if I go to trigger, as opposed to gate. So, I'm going to put the specs on board. I just wanted to do a slight demo of this. It is a real working synth. Bring some LFO in. Okay, so that's the DelphiChord. I want to put some additional videos up of other cool sounds you can make, and some of the patching you can do from taking outputs of the different wave shapes of the oscillators and of the outputs of the LFO and everything else, and patching and turning oscillators into slaves and running things off the VCA. But this keyboard, again, if you're gonna, you can. It's an amazing little keyboard. I am building one specifically for this. Full hardcore old school analog, built from a found in the trash Casio diode matrix. And I'll put the plans up on how I did that. Anyway, this will be up on the website. The website link should be at the bottom of the video, and it's got the build and everything else. That's how the inside looks, which is a pretty big mess. The most expensive piece in this entire synth is the stainless steel brushed panel, which was $200. You can build this synthesizer or something equivalent for probably, if you did it like I did on strip board, under $100. You're waiting a long time to get these. The controls in that are expensive if you buy them in North America, but if you buy them from the manufacturer in Thailand, you're paying 35 cents to 50 cents a control and 25 cents a switch. So yeah, you can get these. The components are not hard to find. Some of them are getting hard to find. Some of the transistors and some of the capacitors are getting rare. But eBay, DigiKey, and Mouser, between the three of them, you can get this whole thing built. You can build one yourself in a cardboard box for under $100. It only gets expensive if you start building, laser etched panels, and you start doing things like that. And control knobs are probably going to be the most expensive thing, even though some of those come from Japan. The other thing you can do is find old components from old stereos, old consumer products, and strip them down and start pulling these potentiometers. Some of these are audio, especially for the mixers. They get a little more expensive, and those are all pulled from an old mixer board that I had found that someone had thrown out, and they're all perfectly working. They don't require cleaning. They weren't that old. I don't recommend salvaging capacitors or anything else of that sort. They tend not to last. Some of the really old micas do. They last forever. Those are actually worth a small fortune if you can find them. Again, go to Ray Wilson's site, Music from Outer Space. It is probably one of the best DIY sites out there. There's a few others that I'll put links to. If you really want to get into analog synthesizers, this is a great way to start. And if you want to learn electronics, they got some projects on there that are really, really well worth following as well. Anyway, this is something you can build probably within a 4-month time frame if you really put your mind to it. I mean, it's got, like I said, it's got a hinged box here. It's got a hidden hinge on the side, which Lee Valley you can get. The things. Everything else came with this CD tower, and it was the idea here was it was supposed to be done in the 1800s by some crazy scientist. Thus, we have the different sort of Latin type names that physicists use. Believe it or not, they actually called something a euphonious pendulum back in the 1800s. I actually stole all those from a physicist in 1848 who had a textbook on teaching students at a university, and they actually spelled ethereal that way. It is the ether of space, not the ethereal of the gods. So there was a unique spelling. Apparently it's not spelled like that anymore. Welcome to modern English. Anyway, this is about synthesizers. So again, check the links out. Go to the site, check the build out, and look at some of the other projects on there, and leave a comment if you can. Anyway, have some fun.